When sizing your island, there's a few things to keep in mind. The first and foremost is the space that you have. You only have the space that you have to work with, so you can't create any more unless you do a lot more renovations. But basically, you can't create more space. But you can maximize the space that you have to work with and build an island that actually uses as much of the space that you have available, but also being able to work with the rest of your things in your kitchen. We're talking about the appliances, the refrigerator, the stove, the dishwasher to be exact. We've got to be able to open and close those doors on those appliances while utilizing and having a kitchen island. The next thing we need to keep in mind after the amount of space we have to use is the aesthetics. What do you want your island to look like? That's the biggest thing. You only have so much space you can work with, but you can do it however you want to make it look. So think about, do I want it longer? Do I want it narrow? Do I want it wide? Do I want it deep? Do I want it shallow? Do I want it short? Do I want it tall? Do I want a bar? You can keep those things in mind for you. Build your island. Yes, you're limited on space, but you're not limited on creativity. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a walk around tour with you around my kitchen island and explain some things that we did that we took into account when we built our massive kitchen island here. So when deciding on the island size, I thought, I'm a pretty good sized guy, so I want to give me enough room to be able to get through here comfortably. Unfortunately, it's not big enough for two people. It's only about 24 inches from the coffee bar. I originally wanted to get rid of the coffee bar, but my wife refused. Stepping back to the overhang on the island and the overhang on the countertop, it's only about 22 inches. Still comfortable to get through, but not for two people. So for this kitchen island, this is one of the 4 key areas that we had to keep in mind, and that's the dishwasher. We needed the dishwasher to be able to open and close and still have maneuverability between the kitchen island and the dishwasher door. The amount of maneuverability between the kitchen island and the dishwasher door or any other appliance door is up to you. It depends on how many people you plan on having in the kitchen and how big or small some of those people may be. So keep that in mind as well. The dishwasher door is going to stick out 2 to 2.5 feet. Remember, you're not going to have this big kitchen island sitting in place, and when you build it, it could be too late if you build it way too big. A second location that we have to keep in mind for the kitchen island is the stove door. Same thing as the dishwasher door. It's going to stick out a couple of feet, at least 2 here. So make sure that you account for the amount of space between the door and the kitchen island so that you can maneuver around the door when it's in the open position. We don't want our kitchen island to be too big at the last minute and then not be able to move around our appliances when we open and close them. That's also keeping in mind side to side when you're opening and closing, or standing directly in front when you open and close. You don't want to cut yourself off from using your appliances comfortably while you're carrying hot food or there's other people around you that may get burned or scalded. The next area we need to worry about when sizing our kitchen island was the refrigerator side of the kitchen island. We have a side-by-side refrigerator, so we knew that we need to keep it big enough that we could have the door open and also be able to walk around with the door in the open position. I'm a bigger guy, so this is a little bit harder for me to do, but it's not that bad. That's even with the freezer side open. With all your appliances in mind, you know that you want to be able to open and close the doors so that you can still use your kitchen island, still use the floor space around your kitchen island, while also being able to use your appliances in the fully open and closed position. Something else to keep in mind though is, can 2 people pass in that same space? Maybe not with a door open to an appliance, but can 2 people comfortably walk past each other without feeling like they're in a traffic jam or without invading each other's personal space? That's a little bit harder to do, especially when you go with such a larger island. So just keep those things in mind. I wanted to keep at least a minimum of 2 foot of space around each side. My wife insisted on keeping the coffee bar on the other side, which I showed you earlier, and that was a narrower space. But really, we don't plan on walking around the coffee bar 2 and 3 people at a time, so it's not going to be a huge issue. The refrigerator side leads to our powder room bathroom. It also leads to our garage and leads to the dining room, so you may get more traffic through here. So we went with a 32-inch space open here, so 2 people could still reasonably walk past each other without invading each other's personal space. The working side of the island, we went a little bit bigger. Obviously, because we have our dishwasher and stove over here, we had to go with a bit bigger space. The 24 inches wouldn't cut it because our doors are at least 24 inches. So we went a bit bigger space because this is also the working side, which means when we're entertaining folks or you've got more than one cook, this is where they're going to be. And they're going to be passing by each other, carrying hot plates, hot food, and other fragile items. So we wanted to make sure we had enough space in here. So So we actually went with about a 38-inch opening here, and it allows for more than enough room to pass by. It also allows us to open and close our cabinet doors as we see fit, while also being able to open the cabinet doors on the other side. They literally pass within each other within just a couple of inches. Okay, something I told you when we started the video, we would talk about the lighting. Now, this is really going to be personal preference and depending on your budget and how you want to do things, but I wanted to show you how we did our lighting here in this kitchen. And I'm going to show you the areas we lit. I know it's kind of bright behind me, it's going to wash out, but it's because we're looking at the lights. I'll flip the lights off in just a second, but I'm going to give you kind of a feel of how the island's lit up. So we've got 4 can lights. I'm going to darken this up a little bit. We've got 4 can lights, and it's hard to get them all in the focus here on the picture, but you see one right here. We got one right here, and then we've got one right here. Those were our primary source of lights in the kitchen when we first put everything together, and they really still are our primary source of lighting for the kitchen. We did decide to go with a pendant light that you see here that my wife found at a Cracker Barrel, I think it was. So if she wanted the chandelier look over, and that's dead center of the island, she wanted that chandelier look on the island, so that we could give it plenty of downlight, we can entertain. And I'll show you what that looks like now with each light turned off. So that is your can lights turned off. That's with just the pendant light on. So now we're going to flip that around. We're going to turn the pendant light off, turn the can light on, and now you can see the can lights without the pendant light on. I'm going to go back here and flip these undermount lights off so that you can really see the effect here. We have undermount cabinet lights that we added during the kitchen remodel that were part of the can light process. So can lights, like we talked about, no pendant light, no undermount light. That's the kitchen island. Huge kitchen island. You don't have to go with overkill though. If you've only got one center light over the top of that island, that's fine. One center light over top of that island. But I will say that when you're building the island and planning the island, you want to plan out the light in the kitchen. A lot of kitchens, older kitchens, weren't planned with a kitchen island, so that light's not center of that one. And just to kind of reiterate, you know, nowadays we're not doing kitchen islands, are the reason they're so big and so bold anymore is because this is what you do. I'm in my kitchen, but I'm looking at my dining room, I'm looking at my living room, I'm looking at my TV. It's about entertainment. It's about being all together. No more is it just the cooks in the kitchen and the people, everybody else gets to enjoy the ball game when they're over for Thanksgiving or whatever. It's about family. It's about putting the people together. It's about the camaraderie, the community. It's about the fellowship. So that's why we're talking these kitchen islands. We want to light it appropriately. We want to size it appropriately. And if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be glad, absolutely glad to answer any comments you have. And don't forget, I give away free plans for this particular kitchen island the way it was built. You can modify it. You can change it to what you need. You can size it. You can upgrade it. You can downgrade it. You can do whatever you want. And keep your eyes open because I'm going to do more kitchen island videos. I'm going to start building mobile kitchen islands. We're going to do just different things with kitchen islands, and I want to keep you involved in it. So make sure you like this video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel so that you can be updated on all my future videos. Click that bell notification so that you will get notified. And comment down below if you've got any questions. Thanks for watching and have a great day.